Welcome to our deep dive on confusing English adjectives. Even native speakers mix these up, making them a challenge for learners. Dr. Miller, can you explain why adjectives in English are so prone to confusion?
Absolutely. English borrows heavily from Latin, French, and Germanic roots, so words often look and sound similar but carry subtle distinctions. For example, economic and economical seem interchangeable, but their meanings diverge sharply.
That's a great point. It reminds me of how famous and infamous share a root but suggest opposite reputations. How do these overlaps develop historically?
Over centuries, English absorbed vocabulary from different eras and cultures. As meanings evolved, some adjectives split in nuance, creating pairs like classic and classical. Without clear rules, people often default to context or guesswork.
To tackle these challenges, the educational approach emphasizes clear definitions and direct comparisons. Why is this definition-based method so effective for learners?
It's all about clarity. By putting confusing pairs side by side, learners can spot differences more easily. For instance, comparing interested, uninterested, and disinterested side by side helps cement their unique meanings in memory.
That makes sense. The approach is a bit like contrasting similar-looking animals, say, leopards and jaguars, so the distinctions become memorable.
Exactly, and by reinforcing definitions with real-world examples, learners build both recognition and recall. It's a cognitive shortcut that reduces confusion.
Let's begin with interested, uninterested, and disinterested. These often get tangled in daily conversation. Could you break down their precise meanings?
Certainly. Interested means being engaged or wanting to know more. Uninterested is the opposite, showing no curiosity. Disinterested, however, refers to being impartial or unbiased, not having a personal stake in the outcome.
That impartiality aspect is crucial, especially in legal or academic contexts. Yet, many use disinterested incorrectly to mean uninterested.
Right. A recent survey found over 60% of native speakers misuse disinterested informally. But for precise communication, like a judge acting as a disinterested party, the distinction is essential.
Next up, famous versus infamous. Both describe people who are well known, but the implications are wildly different. What's the key distinction here?
Famous carries a positive connotation, someone known for admirable reasons, like a Nobel laureate. Infamous, on the other hand, means known for wrongdoing, similar to notorious. Think of Al Capone, infamous, not famous.
Pronunciation also plays a role. The stress and schwa vowel sounds differ between famous, and infamous. Infamous mispronunciation can blur the distinction further.
Exactly, and context matters. A famous artist is celebrated, while an infamous scammer is remembered for negative reasons. The difference affects public perception and historical legacy.
Let's look at complementary with an E and complementary with an E. These are pronounced the same, yet their meanings diverge sharply. Could you clarify?
Of course. Complementary can mean either giving praise or being free, as in a complimentary breakfast. Complementary, however, refers to elements that enhance or complete each other, like colors or skills.
So, if I say the hotel offers a complimentary shuttle, that means it's free. But complementary colors are hues that look great together, like blue and orange.
Precisely. The difference comes from Latin roots compliment means to praise, while complement means to complete. Mixing them up can create confusion in both writing and conversation.
Another tricky pair, economic versus economical. They both relate to money, but their usage is quite specific. How should learners distinguish between them?
Economic relates to the economy or business, often as an adjective for systems or issues, as in economic growth. Economical means not wasteful, something that saves money or resources, like an economical car.
A helpful analogy might be, economic is about the big picture markets and policies, while economical focuses on frugality at the individual level.
Exactly. While a government implements economic reform, a family might buy an economical washing machine. Understanding this helps avoid awkward phrasing.
Let's explore distinct versus distinctive. Both signal something special, but in unique ways. Could you walk us through their differences?
Distinct means clearly separate or different, like two logos that don't resemble each other. Distinctive describes a characteristic that makes something easy to recognize, such as a distinctive laugh.
So, a city skyline might be distinct from others, but a building could have distinctive architecture that sets it apart within that skyline.
Exactly. Distinct is about clear separation, while distinctive is about memorable uniqueness. This subtlety is crucial for descriptive writing and precise communication.
The next pair is classic and classical. Both suggest something enduring, but their uses differ. Could you explain the distinction?
Classic refers to something high quality and timeless, a classic novel or classic car. Classical is used for things linked to tradition, such as classical music from composers like Mozart or aspects of ancient Greek culture.
So, saying classic rock versus classical music signals a huge genre difference, and a classical sculpture would reference ancient art, not just something old.
Precisely. This distinction is especially important in academics and the arts, where accuracy conveys respect for history and genre.
Sometimes confusion isn't just about meaning. Pronunciation can trip up even advanced speakers. How does sound contribute to these mix-ups?
Pronunciation plays a big role, especially with words like famous, famous versus infamous, infamous. Subtle vowel shifts and schwa sounds can blur the lines, especially in fast or informal speech.
Interestingly, complementary and complementary sound identical, so only context reveals which word is meant. That's a challenge for learners relying on audio cues.
Indeed, studies show that learners benefit from seeing words written, not just hearing them. Practice with both listening and reading sharpens distinction and builds confidence.
To reinforce these concepts, interactive quizzes are invaluable. Why do you think quizzes help learners master confusing adjectives?
Quizzes force active recall, which strengthens memory far more than passive review. By applying adjectives in contexts like choosing economic or economical in a sentence, learners internalize distinctions.
And when quiz questions mirror real-life scenarios, learners become better equipped for actual communication, not just textbook exercises.
Exactly. Plus, instant feedback from quizzes corrects misconceptions quickly, making learning both efficient and engaging.
For those eager to deepen their knowledge, supplementary materials like downloadable PDFs can be a game changer. How do these resources enhance the learning process?
Supplementary materials provide extended practice, new adjective pairs, and additional quizzes. They also support different learning styles. Visual learners benefit from charts, while others prefer written explanations.
By offering resources to both learners and native speakers, educational content becomes more inclusive, recognizing that everyone can benefit from clarity.
Absolutely. Comprehensive resources foster lifelong learning and ensure that even subtle distinctions become second nature.
As we wrap up, why is mastering these adjective distinctions so important for clear, effective communication?
Using adjectives accurately prevents misunderstandings and conveys professionalism. Whether in business emails or casual conversation, clarity builds trust and ensures your ideas are understood the way you intend.
And as language evolves, keeping these distinctions sharp helps us adapt and maintain credibility, especially in multicultural or international settings.
Exactly. With practice and the right resources, anyone can master even the trickiest adjective pairs, enhancing both confidence and communicative power.